Yes. Yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 18 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, right? So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear or not? Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir, it's visible and you are clearly audible.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Right. So as part of this demo, I'll be covering the following topics. Why Python? Why Python, right? Already we have got many programming languages. We have got many programming languages, but again, Python required. And that too, Python is not a kind of technology which is not very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. Why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? A reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. And who can learn Python? There are no prerequisites for Python. Anyone can update with Python as Python's statements look like normal English statements, right? So there is no prerequisites for updating for Python. And how Python was built by taking the features or advantages from different programming languages. How Python was built by taking the features and advantages from multiple programming languages. It has taken some features from one programming, it has taken the other features from other programming, from multiple programming languages, it has taken the features, right? Yes. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications, right? And Python usage, which companies are using Python and Python features, Python comparison with other programming, and reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, and Python scope and job market means the current scope of current job market of Python and scope of Python in the coming years. This is what I'll be discussing in today's and tomorrow's session, right? Yes. And starting with why Python. So I define Python in 5 lines. It's a general purpose programming, multi-programming features it has got. It's a high-level language, interpreted language, and user-friendly programming language. So starting with what's a general purpose. So I'll just brief you one by one, right? So general purpose programming, general purpose programming. Okay, before Python, there were some programming languages. Before Python, there were some programming languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? So these languages are purpose-based languages. Purpose-based languages. So purpose-based languages. These are used for a specific purpose-based language. These are used for a specific purpose, not for all the purposes, right? Okay, these are purpose-based languages used for a specific purpose. Like Pascal for complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, and COBOL for business applications. But a language, a language which is suitable for developing, developing any kind of application, a language which is suitable for developing any kind of applications. Such a language we call it as general purpose programming. Such a language we call it as general purpose programming. So Python is such a kind of programming where we can develop any kind of application. It's not purpose based. It is not for a specific purpose. Any kind of applications we can develop, right? Using Python, automation applications, automation applications, web applications, networking applications, gaming applications, desktop applications, wide varieties of applications we can develop today by using Python. Okay. Multi-programming features. Python has got multi-programming features. I'll give a labor example, right? If you want to launch a new product into the market, assume you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market to attract the customers. If we embed all the features of different other mobiles, right? It's going to attract the customers. In the same way, Python is a kind of programming where we see the features of different other programming languages within it. There is multi-programming features, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. Because of its multi-programming features, we call Python as hybrid language. High-level language. Python is a high-level language. There are two types of languages, right? Yes. Two types of languages, right? Two types of low-level languages, high-level languages. Low-level languages and high-level languages. Low-level languages, low-level languages, right? Like assembly level language. Low-level languages like assembly level language or machine level language. They are first thing, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. The code is not human understandable. They are not portable. Not portable. Machine, not human understandable. They are not portable. Machine dependent. Machine dependent means they cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system, right? Low level languages like assembly level language or level language, they are not human understandable, they are not portable, machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardware and all the operating system. High level languages, right? High level languages like Python. High level language like Python, right? Now they are human understandable. They are portable and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Human understandable, they are portable and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Okay, so two types of languages. Python is a high level language. Okay, next observe this. Python is a interpreted language. Python is a interpreted, right? We have got okay, compilation languages. We have got compilation languages and we have got interpretation languages. interpretation languages, right? Yes. Compilation languages and interpretation languages. So compilation languages, example like C language. And interpretation languages like Python. Executes the, if you got 10 lines of code, execute executes the entire code at once. Executes the entire code at once. You got 30 lines of code, all the 30 lines executes at once. But here Python, statement by statement execution, statement by statement execution, right? Which makes debugging easy, right? Interpretation languages, they are going to execute statement by statement, which makes debugging easy. And compilation languages executes the entire code at once and displays the errors if you got any errors, right? Yes. Okay. So Python is a general purpose programming. It's a general purpose programming, right? Multi-programming features it has got. It's a high-level language, interpreted language, user-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes. The syntaxes of Python looks like normal English statements, right? So Python has got what programming features? Multi-programming. Multi-programming means what programming features it has got, right? Yeah. So Python has got firstly like procedural oriented programming features. Procedural oriented programming features. Procedural oriented programming features like C language. It has got object oriented programming features. Object oriented. It has got object oriented programming features like yes. It has got scripting features. It has got scripting features. Procedural-oriented programming features like C language, object-oriented programming features like C++, Java, scripting features, right? Shell script and modular programming features. That's got modular programming features like modular 3. So once again, I say for updating with Python, for learning Python, no need of any programming language. There is no prerequisites like you need to have the knowledge on C or C++, Java or Modular 3. So as part of our course, I'll be discussing procedural-oriented programming with Python, object-oriented programming with Python, modular programming with Python, and scripting, right? Yes. Two major programming languages, Python and Java, used for enterprise applications creation, but Java developers or programmers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. They're strictly restricted to use object-oriented programming. Without object-oriented programming, there is no Java application or a program. Compulsory, we need to use object-oriented programming for Java, writing Java program or application. But in Python, with object-oriented, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, And with modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications, using Okay. That's got procedural-oriented programming, object-oriented scripting, and modular programming features, right? Yes. So, uh, Python, it has got scripting features, right? We write many automation scripts using Python, right? In IoT, in robotics, in DevOps environment, right? We write many automation scripts and modular programming features. We have got 89,300 inbuilt modules, right? 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for different environment. So I will come back to it. But if we talk about this Python and Java, right? See, if you see like 10 to 20, 10 to 15 years ago, right? If you go to 2010, Java is the mostly preferred language with 43% usage in the industry. Okay, where Python, we see only 3%. You see Python as only 3% in the year 2010. Nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python in 2010, right? So later, 2020, the usage of Java decreased to 19%. The usage of Python increased to 31%. Even if we see the talk of the industry, data science, AI, ML, all this, they are using Python as the implementation programming language. Just I'll open Google and show you some graphs, right? To justify this, like the mostly used programming language, the number one ranked programming language today. So at the end of the session, today's session, I'll just show you that the number one ranked programming language today, mostly used programming language today, right? Yes. And modular, because of this modular programming only, Python has got a great boom. 89,300 inbuilt modules for different environments. Whatever domain or whatever environment you are from, Python is providing modules. So for example, if we talk about the modules, right? Yes. So for data science, Python is providing for separate modules for data science environment. Separate modules, right? Okay, data science has got separate modules, and for even for big data, right? As for big data has got separate modules. For data science, 10 to 15 modules Python is providing, right? For data science, for plottings, visualizations, for data analysis, like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn, right? Even for big data also, like Python is providing separate modules for even for networking environment, for networking, right? So not only separate modules, separate framework Python is providing for networking environment, even for testing or for test cases, for testing and right? Separate modules Python has got. For every environment, Python has got modules. That's the reason like today Python is mostly used in different high-end technologies, right? For operating system kinds of activities, for OS kind of activities. The name of the model itself is OS. And like for each and every database, for Python to connect with Oracle database, like CX underscore Oracle module, even to connect with any database, we require a module for Oracle CX underscore Oracle. For MySQL, right? For MySQL database, PyMySQL or MySQL dot connector, right? And yes, and for SQL server, right? Yes. PyODBC is the module required, right? Using which we can easily connect with databases. It's not as complex as other programming languages, right? Connecting with the databases. Here, just 1 minute discussion is enough, right? For just to connect with the databases. Just providing the connecting details, username and password, and the module name is enough, right? No need to have the knowledge about all the drivers. Okay. Not only databases, right? For each and every file format, each and every file format, for Excel files. Just by writing Python code, we can create an Excel workbook, Excel file with whatever name we have specified and at whatever location, right? A Excel workbook, Excel file is going to get created. We can create sheets within the Excel file by writing Python code. And we can read data from one sheet, we can write data to another sheet, right? By everything we can do by using writing Python code. Only Excel files like CSV files, comma separate values files, JSON files, JavaScript object notations. By writing Python code, we can generate a PDF files, right? Just we can create PDF files, XML files, and for mathematical operations, the name of the module itself is math module available. For statistical operations, right? So what modules available, and for generating graphs, normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plot, stack plots, right? Yes. So we have got modules available like matplotlib module, right? In this way, thousands of modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules for different environments, right? Python is providing, right? Yes. So Python real-time applications. Python real-time, what kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications, right? Yes. So Python mostly used in developing web applications today. You may get a query, right? Like Java, sorry, Java.NET, all this, they're used from the last 20, 25 years for creation of web applications. Why again Python required, right? So today Python mostly used in developing web applications. So Python has got a framework like the Django, right? Django, right? So it is providing many flexible features. It has got its own application server. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. It has got its own database, uh, providing many flexible features. Everything taken care by this Django framework. All the Python files, .py files required for the project, it automatically generates, right? No need to write huge codings, very less code, not even 1/4 code as compared with other programming languages, right? So that's because of which Django has got a great boom today, right? So at a rapid speed, you can develop a web application using this Django framework, right, for Python, right? And Python also used in automation applications. Lot of automation applications we are creating today using technologies like data science, using technologies like, okay, using IoT and using DevOps, right? In this way, like IoT. Internet of Things. It is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, or electronics for collecting data, exchanging data, and controlling the things right from the place where we are. So here 90% of coding in Python. Yes, data science, right? So everything deals with the data. Data has got experience, data has got futures reference, right? Using data or data science, we provide data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clusterings, recommendations. It's a blend of techniques. The main technique what we see in data is ML, right? Machine learning, right? So here we have got many ML techniques, regression techniques, classification techniques, clustering techniques, right? Recommended pattern matching. For all these techniques, right? To implement all this, right? We require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for implementing all this machine learning, deep learning, or AI algorithms, right? Yes. And even DevOps, right? DevOps also use Python script, and Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries, right? And apart from this, Python is also used in big data applications. Big data applications, right? For huge data, that where we see KBs of data, MBs of data, GBs of data you should have seen, terabytes of data you should have seen. But today, beyond that, data is generated, right, in petabytes. So we have got petabytes, exabytes, zettabyte, yottabytes, sottabytes, right? So now today, data is generated in petabytes. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. So for handling huge data and processing that huge data, we have got technologies like Hadoop. We have got technologies like Hadoop and Spark. Spark, right? So Spark, very high speed processing technology, right? It uses Python language for implementation. We say like PySpark. Spark is an execution model which uses Python language, right? PySpark, which is got high demand in today's market. And apart from that, Python is used for scientific applications. Scientific applications. Like we have got CP. And apart from this, Python is used for numerical analysis. Numerical analysis, right? Yes. We have got NumPy. NumPy, right? Numerical Python. And apart from this, like it's used for graphical user interface or for animation applications. We have got like PyQt module available, PyQt or TK-Inter is available, right? Yes. Apart from this, for gaming or game development, for game development, lot of games are getting developed using Python, right? Like single user, multi-user online games which are getting developed. Especially for game development, we have got frameworks Python is providing like Pygame and PyCara are the two frameworks given by Python, right, for developing games. And apart from for 3D games, right, 3D rendering libraries like PySoy, right, PySoy. And apart from this, for scheduling tasks, right, Python has got Airflow for it. And for testing or for test cases, Python is preferred, right? And apart from this, for software development, and even software developers make use of Python as a support language. And for business applications, for creating e-commerce websites, right? Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce sites. And apart from this, one of the hardest application of Python, like database applications. So without the database, there is no web application, right? So Python can connect with any database, right? Yes. And apart from this, for networking applications, for networking applications, for audio and video chattings, right? Right. And Python is providing a separate framework for this, like twisted Python for networking applications, right? And apart from this, for web scraping, for scraping data, right? Scraping data from different websites, extracting data or harvesting data from different websites like Flipkart, Amazon, right? So we have got modules here, URL lib module, URL lib, or BS4 beautiful soup module, right? And apart from this, Python is also used for 3D CAD applications or 3D CAD applications, right? Computer aided designing, right? And apart from this, it is also used for audio and video applications, audio and as part of the course, I'll discuss some audio and video related applications in the Django framework. Some examples of applications, audio and video applications, which already got created using Python, Tim Player, C Play, Tim Player, C Player, some examples, right? Yes. And apart from this, Python is also used for developing embedded applications, right? Embedded applications. The most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi, right? Which uses Python for its computation. And apart from this, right? Yes, for computer vision, for color detection, face detection, object detection, Python is preferred, right? Apart from this, Python is also used, right? For robotics. Robotics with Python, right? We have got huge packages, right? And for data analysis, and apart from this, for desktop applications creations, right? Yes. Single user console applications, right? Yes. Python is preferred, right? Okay. So these are that in this way, different types of applications we can create using Python. It's like a general purpose, right? It is not like purpose based, not for a particular purpose, like web applications, automation applications, big data applications, scientific applications, gaming applications, right? Business applications, database applications, CAD applications, right? Embedded applications, desktop applications, right? And which companies are using Python today? Who are using Python today? And topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python, right? Yes. So Google using Python for its web search systems. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Google is one of the best example for Python web application. The Google web crawling is first written in Java, so it was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python. YouTube for video sharing service, and even Yahoo using Python, and Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Instagram built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram for choosing Python is Python practicality and its hybrid features. Even NASA using Python for its research and development activities because of Python multi-programming features. Apart from that, other applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox, Spotify, all this they use Python, right? And the popular OTT platform like Netflix using Python for its security, automation, and subscription related things, right? And MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, right? Uses Python. And Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. And apart from this, for BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service, and iRobot for military and commercial applications, right? And companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all these they use Python for hardware testing purpose, right? Yes, these are some of those, right? Companies which are using Python, right? In this way, many companies uses Python, right? Some are, and from the discussions what we had till now, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes, reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Yes. First thing is most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python because of its very less code, very less coding in Python. Just in the tomorrow session, I'll be briefing you, right? I'll take task and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. And just check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programmings. Not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programming languages, right? And that too very simple syntaxes given by Python looks like normal English language, right? And one more important feature what we see in Python, right? Interactive mode. We can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement it gives a response. At the bottom search panel, type CMD and just type Python here, right? If Python is already installed, type Python and just say enter, right? Python version it displays and 3 arrow symbol. You can see any valid Python statements you can type here, right? I'm asking Python what is 3 plus 5? What is 13 into 6? What is 23 into 45? I'm saying X as 10, Y as 4. I'm asking what is X value? What is Y value? What is X plus Y value? X minus Y, X into Y. Any valid Python statements you can type here, right? Any valid Python statements. 1 second. Yeah. X plus Y, X minus Y, X into Y, X by Y, X into 2, 10 into 2, X to the power of 2, 10 square, 100, X equal to hello. Any valid statements, right? X into 3, hello into 3, X into 5, hello into 5. And if you say quit, it comes out, right? It comes out of this. So in this way, right, you can interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response, right? This kind of interaction you cannot see in other programming languages, right? Statement by statement interaction, right? And multi-programming features, hybrid features, right? Multi-programming features, hybrid features Python has got, and wide varieties of applications. Just now I discussed, right? Wide varieties of applications we can create by using Python, and many built-in libraries, built-in modules, 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got, right? For different environments, right? Yes, the models consist of many inbuilt functions, classes, right? For performing the operation. So these are the reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, which is mostly used in today's, right, industry. For even Python is the mostly chosen programming for implementing different domains in different high-end technologies, right? So yes, now just I'll open Google and show you, right? Yes, the #1 ranked programming language today, right? We see like popular, just type popular coding language, just type popular coding language and check. Yes, Python, JavaScript, right? Mostly used programming languages today, right? Just observe these results. The most popular programming language, can you observe here? The most popular programming, Python first. Next, Java, JavaScript. Yes. You see, Python remains, what is that? Python remains the most popular programming language. Just I opened Google and showing you, right? Yes, Python, Java, and JavaScript. Okay. Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. Python first, next Java, JavaScript. Right. Most popular programming languages. Python stands first, JavaScript and Java next, right? Yes. And if you see the most in demand programming languages of 2021-22, Python, next comes Java, JavaScript. So what is that blue color indicates in US, the yellow color indicates in Europe, right? The understanding in Python, right? Mostly, right? Used in US and that's yellow color in Europe, right? Java, right? That blue color in US and this yellow color in Europe, right? Yes. Okay, and you can see many more results for this. If you see the ranking wise, right? You see the rank. Python is the number one ranked programming language. Next comes Java and JavaScript. From October 2019 to a year ago, right? So from October 2019 to last year, right? Yeah. And even if you see number of top 39 US computer science departments that use language to teach introductory courses, Python, right? Mostly prefers Java and MATLAB, other things, right? Yes. Just observe these other results, right? Yes. Ranking wise, you can check. Python, number one ranked programming. Next, Java, C, and other programming languages, right? And if you see the usage of Python, yes, most in demand programming language of 2022, Python, Java, JavaScript. Yes, just go. And if you see the graph, can you see this graph, right? A big circle, right? Which is the mostly used, right? Can you see this big circle? 31% used Python and Java 19% used, C++ 9% used, C 6% used, right? And even if you see that job average salaries and job openings for Python, Python stands first in this average salary. Next, JavaScript, Java. And job openings, Python and SQL has got more job openings, right? Next comes Java and JavaScript. Even if we check Python jobs, you can just click Python jobs here. Yes. And just see the jobs in Python, right? Yes. 20,135 Python job vacancies in Hyderabad, right? Yes. 20,135 Python job vacancies in Hyderabad, that in the particular city, right? Yes. And even not only that, you see that Django jobs, even you can search for Django jobs, Python framework, right? Django jobs. So people who knows Django are very, very less. Who has got command in Django are very less. So if you got a good command on this Django, right? So here Django jobs, 19,105 Django job vacancies in January 2024, right? People might be knowing Python, but people who knows Django are very less. Who has got command in Django is very less. As part of our course, we'll be discussing both the full stack Python core advanced. Apart from that, Python who go over people who go for Python full stack web development, right? Where the Django framework and UI technologies will be covered, right? Okay, you can see the course structure, right? What we'll be discussing as part of this. Starting with Python basics, why Python, history of Python, applications of Python, features, advantages, versions, installations of Python, flavors of Python. Python operations, modes of execution, interactive mode, Python batch mode, editors and IDEs, Python data types, constants, variables, comments in Python, input output statements, type conversions, comments, escape sequences, strings, operators in Python, different operators, and Python IDEs. So in real time, we use IDEs, right? Like PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, right? And even we discussing about this Anaconda distributions, Anaconda prompt navigator, right? I'll be showing you not on single ID and multiple IDs. I'll show you, right? How to download, how to install, and how to write the code on these different IDs. Flow control statements, looping statements, strings, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, collections in Python, list tuple sets, dictionaries, list operations, list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list modifications, right? So different operations on list and tuple, right? Yes. Tuple properties, tuple creations, tuple indexing, tuple different ways of creating tuples, right? And Python sets, right? And Python dictionary, right? Dictionary properties and functions in Python, different properties, different categories, right? Yes. Yeah. Arguments type, default arguments, non-default, keyword, non-keyword arguments, variable length arguments, right? Local and global variables, recursive functions, Boolean functions, right? Yes. Modules in Python. What is a module? Different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, right? Just I'll take 2 minutes more. Fine. Packages in Python, errors and exceptions, right? File handling in Python, right? Opening a file, reading, writing into a file, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, like class, object, inheritance, polymorphism, static, non-static variables, constructors, destructors, garbage collector, regular expressions, right? Right. And database connectivity, installation of one database, working with SQL statements, Python connecting with this database, working with retrieving data from database, transaction management, right? Total and Python data and time module, OS module, advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closers, decorators, web scraping, working with CSV, XML, JSON files, graphic programming, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Python pandas module, Python numpy module, and Python matplotlib module in brief, right? So these 30 topics for Python core and advanced, it will be discussed in brief. And check this course content with any other training sets, right? We'll be discussing in brief. So many modules related to different domains I'm discussing, some modules related to data science, some related to big data, some related to OS, some related to data and time, some related to graphics, and how to create our own modules in Python. And apart from that, people who go for full stack, right? People who wants to, like a framework of Python. Additionally, right, Django framework, Django advantages, features, characteristics, web frameworks, HTTP request response, right? Django installations, Django project architecture. I mean, different types of .py files available for project creations. Django applications creations, right? Working with Bootstrap, okay, working in PyCharm, right? And HTML and CSS. Django views, Django templates, Django admin sites, Django models for databases, advanced concepts like Django ORM, Faker module, form validations, rendering forms, multi-select field, embedded video, uploading and downloading files. Apart from this, in UI technologies, you'll be given knowledge on UI technologies also, like HTML in brief, CSS in brief, JavaScript also is going to be discussed as part of this event, right? Total JavaScript in brief, right? As part of this, and also MySQL, right? So yes, as part of this full stack. Mm. So yes, so here as part of this course, right? Python in brief, right? It's Python core, Python advanced, Python application oriented modules. Everything will be discussed in brief. It's not like 45 hours course, it's like 70 hours course, right? I'll be taking 70 hours, nearly takes 2 months duration for this Python core and advanced. The fee structure is 6K, it's an offer batch. It's like 6,000 is the fee structure. Apart from this, people who wants to go for full stack, right? Full stack web development. Apart from this Python, like web development, you will be given knowledge on web development, right? Web development, like you will be given knowledge on HTML, be given knowledge on CSS, you'll be given knowledge on this JavaScript, right? Web development technologies, UI technologies, right? And also a part of Bootstrap will be discussed, right? And apart from this, Django framework, right? Yes, like Django framework with 15 to 20 applications will be creating, you people will be creating along with me parallelly, right? Yes, apart from this, REST APIs and a project. For all this web development, the Django framework, REST APIs project, right? You'll be spending nearly 60 hours for this. Takes 2 months for this. And the fee structure for this web development, the Django, REST APIs and project is 8K, 8,000, right? Totally like 70 plus 60, 130 hours totally, right? It takes like 4 months duration. If you want total full stack Python, even if you want to attend parallelly, Python 2 months and this 2 months parallelly also it takes within 2.5 months parallelly, because where this web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap doesn't require any Python knowledge, you can also go parallelly, right? Monday to Friday, like Python you can attend, Saturday, Sunday batches are there, right? Weekend batches, right? So totally like 4 months, like if you see the fee structure for this total full stack, like 6 for Python, 8 for this, it's like 14K. But if you take the entire package, right, it's a single payment, right? It's like 12K, right? Fine. If you're taking separately first after learning Python, if you go for this Django, it's like 6 plus 8 you need to pay. But if you take a single, like entire package with single payment, it's like 12K. So you'll be getting great command on this Python, right? So with many working examples to be discussed, that's why I'm saying it's 70 hours. It's not like 45 hours course. So yes, and the offerings, what I'm going to provide, right? So you'll be getting the session video, every session video you are going to get. You'll be getting the session video and a soft copy of the notes, classroom notes, assignments and tasks. So to get command on this programming, right, you need to work with the assignments and tasks. And a WhatsApp group will be created for technical discussions, right? You get any error, you can take the snap and you can post in the WhatsApp group. Anybody can answer. I'll be answering it, right? So you'll be getting the everyday video. You'll be getting the video for all this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and for Django, Python, Core Advanced, all this. Yeah. And let me make it clear about the timings of this batch. Timings, right? So as of now, it's starting, right? So for the first like 1 week, the session starts at 7 p.m., right? First 1 week. Later, after 1 week, starts at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. to starts at 8 p.m. 8 to 9, right? So for first 1 week, it will be at 7 p.m. So after that, like it will be at 8 to 9, right? So before you go with the payments, I'm saying just about the timings, right? And so tomorrow also everyone can attend the session same time at 7 o'clock using the same link to see more on this Python, but it's not like replication or duplication of today's. We'll be continuing from here, right? Tomorrow I'll show you like comparison of coding wise how these Python statements look, right? Yes. And if you can see, right, I said 15 to 20 applications you people will be developing, right? Creations, right? Web applications, if you see the Django apps one, see this, my project one, my project two, three, four, like more than nearly 20, right? Take any batch, right? The Django apps one, the Django apps two. So more than 20 only, right? Nearly 20 applications I'll be showing you with clear notes, right? Step-by-step notes for each and everything, right? So yes, if you've got any queries related to this Python, right, you can go ahead with your queries, right? Anyone. So the sessions will be interactive sessions. You will be kept in unmuted status. At any point of time, you can ask queries through voice or you can type your query in chat, right? As today is the demo session, I was speaking most of the time. The normal session, right? Normal session. Yeah, for each and every statement I type, you will be responding, right? Yes. Any queries you got anywhere?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I just want to know, like you were saying, we can learn Python and the other part, that is web development and the framework of Python continuously, like, or
Yes.
you, so how it's possible, like Python. So what is the other batch which is in continuation?
So Python will be there, right? From Monday to Friday, you'll have Python, right? Daily 1 hour. And
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday means I said it takes 2 months for Python, 2 months for this web development, Django, REST APIs, and it takes 2 months, I said. So instead of that, parallelly, if you are unable to spare 4 months of time, Saturday there'll be 2 hours class, Sunday there'll be 2 hours class, right? Totally 4 hours on this on Saturdays and Sundays. And Monday to Friday, like 5 hours for this. This is for Python. 5 hours weekly, and this one 4 hours in week, right? For this web development, all this means most of these morning sessions on the Saturdays and Sundays, you'll be this Saturday also, like there is at 7 a.m. in the morning, one Django batch, that is that web development batch is starting. So you may ask, without any Python knowledge, how can we go parallelly, right? So here in this web development, directly we won't start with that framework of Python. Web development like HTML, which doesn't require any Python knowledge, CSS, cascading style sheets, JavaScript, Bootstrap, all this, they doesn't require any Python knowledge. So for the first 1 month, you will be going with web development. So where here 50 to 60% of your Python course gets completed by the time we start the Django, right? That's what you can go parallel, I'm saying. So once you got enrolled to this Python full stack, you can attend any of my Django or this web development batches, whether it is regular batches or weekend batches, right? If you want to go parallel. Otherwise, if you want in that way, after completing Python later, if you want to go for that also, can go after updating Python. You can, if you are able to spare 4 months time, right?
Do you have any batch later than 9 a.m.?
After 9 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
that's what,
in Saturday, Sunday.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Not only that particular batch, in the coming days, any new batch starts, right? Can attend any of my batch after many batches will be starting, right? So
Okay.
during this course of time.
Okay.
And also there is one more, right? And people, there is one more, like I also deal with big data analytics, right? And here big data analytics, where I'll be discussing about this data engineering, right? How to Spark with Python, PySpark, and Linux. And here 2 months of this Python course, what we discussed, right? It will be covered in this. So in this big data analytics, Hadoop, PySpark, data engineering, right? So in this Python 2 months course will be there, right? So it is a weekend batch. Okay, there's a weekend batch
Okay.
for this big data and analytics. This will be covered in the weekends, but Python, you can attend any of the weekday batch, Monday to Friday batch, right? Means it requires Python is the prerequisite for it, and this entire package is for 15K, which includes Hadoop, PySpark, Linux, and Python. So this will be only in Saturdays and Sundays evenings, right? Saturdays and Sundays evenings. This there is this Saturday also there is a batch starting if anyone interested, right? For that, and in this 2 months of Python core advanced will be discussed. You can attend any of the regular batch, right? Yes. Any other queries, right? Anyone?
Yeah, hi sir. This is Datta here.
Hmm.
So my question is that here does it cover like Python with data science stuff, all those things?
So yes, here 1 second. In this, at the last I'll be discussing, right, modules related to data science, right? So here data analytics, introduction to data science, machine learning, supervised and super data analysis, correlation, algorithm types, and this modules related to data science like Pandas model in brief, NumPy model in brief, and Matplotlib model plotting visualizations, right? Like generating map graphs, normal graph plottings, bar graph, histogram, scatter plots, right? Yes, these main modules of this data science covered, right? Matplotlib, NumPy, Pandas, and this, right? Yes. In this
Yeah.
core and advanced only, right?
Mhm.
I said this is Prashant here.
Yes.
I have one question related to this only. When you say it's a briefly covered, means like, uh, can we after this course, core and advanced, like, will be able to uh, do any project on those things, whatever we are going to learn in this core and advanced Python course?
Python core and advanced test, I'll be showing you one project, right? It's a GUI based project.
Mhm.
See, generally, Python, after learning Python, either there are two categories of people who updates for Python, right?
Okay.
So just Python today mostly used in different high-end technologies, right? Even every software employee directly or indirectly will be touching Python, right? Python. So first category of people who update for Python, right?
Mm.
See, data science or big data like Spark with Python, PySpark, or DevOps environment writing automation scripts. The last round of the interview will be on Python round, right? In DevOps environment. And even like IoT, total coding, IoT, or in this robotics. So here in different high-end technologies, right? So here people, the implementation going in Python in big data like Spark, PySpark, data science, total implementation in Python, DevOps, and all this. So here their career will be in data science, big data, DevOps, or IoT or robotics, but implementation goes in Python. So they need to have the entire knowledge of this Python core and advanced, right?
Okay.
And second category of people who wants to have a career in Python itself as a Python full stack developer, Python developer, right? So they need to compulsorily should have knowledge on this Django and web development, right? UI technologies, Django framework and UI technologies, right? They need to have the knowledge on this, right? So to become a Python full stack developer, Python developer, right? So the second category. So both categories, first category, okay, they learn Python and they'll use as the implementation in high-end technologies. Second category, they want to become a developer, right? Yes.
Okay.
That's
Okay. So means to say, like, if web development, if somebody is going to, then Django is the one is needed.
compulsory. If you want to have a career in Python and if you want to, this Django is compulsory. And if you want to use Python in high-end technologies like data science, big data, and people who wants to go for data science environment, total Python knowledge is required.
Core and advanced will be like
Yeah, core and
helpful.
advanced required, right? Yes.
So sir, will you be providing us any project activities on this after this course or during the running course?
Yes, yes, I said here, right? Yes, one second.
Because I think you
Yes.
showed us many Django projects actually. So that's what I was just asking.
So here I said, right? Yes. So Python web development, Django REST APIs and project is included.
No, no. For those who are just doing core and advanced for them.
For advanced, I said I will say I'll discuss one GUI application, right?
Okay.
So yes.
So that we can apply it for our machine learning, or at least if AI somebody is trying to go for that.
See,
can
one
do.
thing, 1 second. You're learning Python language here.
Yeah.
So the data science is a big thing where you work with different types of algorithms, right?
Yeah.
Regression, classification, clustering, recommendations, pattern matching, right?
Mhm.
Many algorithms are there, right? All those you need to go for separate data science course for it.
Okay. Okay.
So for that, prerequisite is Python for it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thank you. One more question, sir. How many demo sessions will be there? Like after when we need to do the make the payment actually?
Yes, you can attend for the next 2 3 days, right? Next 2 3 days you can attend. You can check the training levels, right? Next three sessions you can attend next 3 classes, right?
And sir, is there any other classes like in the morning, somewhere around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning time? The same core and advance.
5 a.m. in the morning it is there.
Okay.
And today there was a demo at 5 o'clock, but the batch will be at 6 o'clock. For first 1 week it will be at 5, later it will be at 6.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So you can see in the chart panel, right? Yes, you can see in the chart about that payment. You can see the course content is kept in that chart for this Python and this Python web development, and that the payment details, the procedure, and this the contact details of this online team. If you got any concerns, right? Fine.
Thank you.
So yes.
Sir, do you have offline classes?
No, totally online. I'll be dealing with that.
Okay, sir.
So totally okay. Wherever you see, right, you will get the same experience of offline here. You people can ask queries at any point of time during the session. If you got any query, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So if I'm done with the queries, I'll just sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow at 7 p.m. with the same link, right? Yes. Fine. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow, right?